MikeMcGuff.com.
CareFlash is a mechanism that lets people create communities online around a loved one where there's a healthcare complication involved.
And so that's allowing, it's bringing the social media or social networking to the families.
Yeah, there's lots of people in the demographic that doesn't really understand even what social networking is, that can experience a much richer experience around their circumstance where they're supporting their spouse or their child or their sibling, where CareFlash gives them the ability to create a very rich social network, whether or not they know what the word social network means.
So what example would I see if, I had someone in the hospital? What could I do with this?
Well, it would basically give you a 60-second way to create a community, to define the disorders that your loved one is dealing with, to engage community by sending out an email-driven process that CareFlash hosts, where anyone that you'd like to invite into this community, family, friends, colleagues at the office, members of your congregation, could be quickly and easily invited into this community.
So it would provide an easier way to kind of explain what the person's going through, because there's the videos explain that element of it.
Well, the harsh reality is that when someone finds themselves in that circumstance, they're a patient, they're a caretaker, it's themselves, their spouse, their child. Almost across the board, the shape of the receiver of their cell phone is indented in their ear. They're on that cell phone 5 hours a day, and of course, in the meantime, none of the people connected with that equation are sleeping right, they're not eating right, they're not exercising, stress levels off the scale. There's still a lot of expectations from their office, the workspace, and here they are, battling for their life or that of a close loved one. And the tough reality is that everyone around them, although they're very well-meaning family and friends, they still want to know what's going on. They want to know how they can help. Everyone's saying, of course, if there's anything we can do, please let us know. But it's so hard to organize help, to ask for help, no one wants to go beyond the bounds of their relationship with people. And CareFlash gives them an unobtrusive way to do that.
And also, you said it gives a resource. Explain how my mother actually had a similar situation where she was in the hospital and she passed away from Alzheimer's. Now, if I had created a page like this for her, what would I have been able to talk or show people about Alzheimer's?
Well, Alzheimer's, as much so as thousands of different disorders, are things that we host videos on. These are 3D videos that explain in plain everyday language for the average person to understand, but explain at the cellular level, and actually in 5 languages, explain what's going on not only with the disorder, but related topics that commonly accompany things like surgeries and therapies and anatomy that are all richly served up, that are tied to that specific disorder. So when someone creates a community and defines the disorder, that gives us the cue to dynamically cue in links to different animations that we host that explain not only the disorder but related topics.
What has been some of the feedback from people who have used the service, that have used CareFlash?
Well, the main feedback that we get surrounds the fact that we allow that caretaker and all of the helpers to that caretaker focus on their own sanity, focus on themselves, their diet, their exercise, them having a life, and as well the person that benefits the most when they're freed up from trying to be everything to everybody is the patient, who's really the one that needs the help. That phone doesn't stop ringing. It'll ring 20 hours a day for people who have internationally based communities built around their lives. And CareFlash is that mechanism that basically puts them in the driver's seat as far as engaging their social network on their terms.
And for people who are watching this interested in different web startups, how are you making money off this?
Well, there's 2 different ways that we make money. One is for those corporations who have a strategic interest in being seen by their team members as that employer that goes above and beyond. That company that wants to move from the bottom half of Fortune magazine's best places to work to the top half, that wants to be seen as a company that does something dramatically more compelling than offer the bulletproof suite of employee benefits that they're already offering, to let them offer CareFlash to their team members in such a way that we give the employer credit by the fact that each web page on their online website community is branded with the employer's logo in such a way that they're able to click on that logo and visit a web page that explains why this employer goes above and beyond.
Anything else you want to add you think is important?
Yeah, I think the main thing that I think that people find value in beyond what we've discussed is our iHelp calendar. And this is a process, an interactive calendar that lets someone post an entry. Let's say they need a meal brought to the hospital at 6 p.m. when what happened the day before where 3 families brought a casserole. Or they want to discourage visitors at 3 o'clock because the patient's having chemo at noon. We basically give them the ability to use our iHelp calendar in such a way that when they post that request or that scheduling requirement or whatever it is, everyone in that community receives an email notification. And when that one family subscribes to pick their kids up from the curb in front of the school at 3 o'clock, everyone else can see that it's already been subscribed to. And we basically put them in a position of being able to reach out to 30 families as opposed to the 20 minutes they're going to spend on the telephone trying to find a family, awkwardly putting people on the spot. There's all these emotions that go on. And, they find themselves avoiding asking certain families things because they don't want to lean on them in an unnatural way. But, the ability to reach out and let people unobtrusively find out what's going on, subscribe to the different requests. And what's most compelling about this is that no one finds out that those kids are standing on that curb in front of the school that people are asking them to retrieve, except for those families that have been invited into this personal, secure community.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
MikeMcGuff.com